So I wanted to talk about anime. I absolutely love it. Big fan. If somehow you don't know what anime is and you clicked to the video and have watched this far, anime is Japanese animation, which is much better than any much animation by a long shot. There is a God-given gift. Anime would be that God-given gift. I tell you. So yeah, this is my experience with watching anime for like not most of my life, but a decent chunk of my life. Like there was a point in my life, which I'm not that proud to say, but it was a blast of a time. But anyways, there was a point in life where I spent like 1.5 to 2 years just watching anime and nothing else, like anime and YouTube. That was it, and I was no living this shit. Like no tomorrow. There was no tomorrow. Like you can guess how much no lifing was done during this period of time by the fact I started and finished both Naruto and One Piece, having 700 episodes and 1100 episodes respectively. Like not at the time, One Piece did not have that many episodes at the time, not over 1100, not that close, that much. But anyways, besides the point, I spent a lot of time watching it. Like it was fun to watch anime. I watched Mushoku Tensei or Jobless Reincarnation. I watched Free Ren. I watched Jujutsu Kaisen. I watched uh, Attack on Titan. I watched Death Note. I watched Demon Slayer. All the big names you could think of. I watched Hell's Paradise. Every last big name you could think of in this time span. It was quite fun, actually. I really liked it. Yeah, and also One Punch Man. That shit slapped. Like if I ever had to make a tier list, these would be somewhere on that list. Mushoku Tensei somewhere, Free Rin somewhere, One Piece somewhere, and maybe Demon Slayer. But I have not yet ranked these, so these would be my top 4 picks, not in this order, some other order. I really liked watching anime back then. In what I like to call a good day. By the way, I did not speed any of it. I would watch it at normal speed, like 20-minute episodes, give or take, because I would skip the intro, except for once or twice, and skip the outro always. So, 20-minute episodes, and I would finish 24 episodes in one day. Like, if it's a good day, I would finish 24 episodes, which is almost 8 hours. Like nothing else even comes close. There is nothing that I would watch 8 hours of except anime. It's fun. I mean, it has problems. The industry as a whole, the anime industry has very horrific things. Like I read about a person who committed suicide because he was worked so hard. It has it has such a big problem with overworking its animators, people who bring it to life, bring animation to life, anime to life. If if I had to recommend you an anime to watch, I mean, at this point I'm basically the professional at watching anime. By the way, I'm an anime only that watches dubs only. If it doesn't have a dub, then I have not watched it, because I am a slow reader and for God's sake could not read fast enough to the subs. I could not read fast enough. So yeah, I would recommend. Uh, what would I recommend? Attack on Titan. I would recommend to beginners. Hunter x Hunter, maybe, because I watched it around the same time. I would definitely recommend Demon Slayer. Definitely. would recommend a what you call it, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. The original, I've watched the original, is just isn't as good as Brotherhood. I just liked Brotherhood better, be it for the animation quality or something else. Don't know, but there was something with it. It was cooking. It was really cooking. Came out in 2011. It's the OGs. I mean, if it wasn't, no one would ever talk about it. But it's really good. And also Cowboy Bebop. That was fun. I really liked it. Like I would watch it when I was during exam season, because of course I did that. Because anyways, and that it was a blast to watch. Like when I watched One Piece. When I was watching One Piece, I absolutely loved it, and still love it. I mean, I love it enough that I made a separate video related to it, and I love Naruto enough that I made a separate video related to that. But back on topic, I would recommend. What else would I recommend to newbies? I would recommend. Let me think. JJSK, Jujutsu Kaisen, beautiful. Like the animation, it's beautiful. When I watched it, I watched the first season, then just waited, watched a few other animes like Mushoku Tensei and other animes, and then watched the movie, and then started watching the second season, and I was like, yeah, at the beginning I was like, huh. So they dropped the story that was going on in the first season and focused on Gojo. And then I realized after watching some more that no, this was just to tell you why Gojo did what he did, why the story exists. Anyways, I just feel I felt happy that I watched I watched that much anime in one sitting. Like, it made me happy to think that this beautiful anime, this quality of animation exists. This is the level that can be reached by hand-drawn animation. Because if you don't know, somehow most of JJSK is hand-drawn. Like there's a big difference. You can kind of tell the difference. For example, One Piece, which more recent seasons, the most recent arcs, has switched to more of a 3D animation, which makes it kind of makes it look more realistic without putting as much effort. Anyways, so yeah, it's just different. And this weird thing I noticed when I watched both One Piece and Dragon Ball Super, not as much in Dragon Ball Super, but Dragon Ball Daima, however you call it. But anyways, I noticed that the Studio Tele, however you pronounce it, has this interesting thing they do with whenever they hand draw animation and have a cool scene, they tend to make it spin. In a sense, it has a very circular motion. If you ever have seen One Piece fight scenes, some of them, a few scenes have this work. Like, for example, the first fight between Kaido and Luffy. Spoiler alert. Luffy is defeated, and when he goes flying, you can see the animation kind of circle around. This is the best example I can think of this phenomenon. Anyways, it's just another level of animation you can find on in anime. For example, Frieren. That came out of left field. Like, I was like, what the hell? Why does this have? Why is this looking this good? Why is Frieren Journey Beyond Journey's End? That's the series name. Is this good? It was like beautiful. Even in the mundane scenes, it ebbed and flowed like perfection. Truly gorgeous. Anyways, that's about it for me.